What's up, guys? I hope everyone's keeping well. It's time for another one of these. I hope everyone's enjoying their weekend. Ashley Giles is, of course, next up. He'll join us in a few minutes. Fancy man these days, Ashley Giles. Hello to Bhumish. Nice to see you, Bhumish. Hope you're well. Ravdeep is here, Sharvil's here, regular watchers and good question senders as well, if I can call you all that. You really make my job easier. It's good to see all of you, and again, I hope you guys are enjoying these InstaLives. It's the only source of entertainment I have at the moment, so I'm glad. Vaibhav again, bhai, Dravid ko wapas le well, sooner rather than later. Raunak Sinha says, I'm doing this too often. You know what? Maybe I am. I'll tone it down. If that is the feedback, then I will. Of course, you're watching all of them, so that's a nice thing. But anyway, ask Giles about KP, says Sukhinder. Okay, we could ask him. I'm sure he's happy to talk. Vigor, your Raunak, afternoon, my friend. Hope you're well. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep you guys entertained on a weekend. And Chirag says, hello from San Francisco, up at 2 a.m. Now, I don't know if that's commitment to watching one of these or just the body clock messed up, because my body clock is messed up. 2 a.m. is like a good day is 11 a.m. or something for me, so that's not bad. Ashley's memory of getting, the amount of Sachin questions I've got. Poor Ashley Giles, he's gonna get a few. Manas wants to know who I'm styled by. This is actually the only time I'm accessing stuff from my own wardrobe, but I don't have fancy stylists like you, Manas, where Sony pays for all those fancy things that you wear and look so amazing on when you do basketball and football. So yeah, I just threw something on. But anyway, so yeah, there are plenty of questions for Ashley on Sachin. For those of you that don't watch cricket but are watching this, Ashley Giles has the distinction of being the only bowler to ever get Tendulkar out stumped in Test cricket, and Rahul Dravid as well. So he's got Dravid and Tendulkar out stumped in Test cricket. So that's for those who don't watch cricket. But anyway, the ECB's stance on inclusion of cricket in Olympics. Better format, 100 or T20? That's cool. That's a nice question. I think he'd be happy to. Rohit has a nice one. Ask Ash why he bowled with his shades on. Yeah, so let's get him on. I'm just going to send him a text saying I'm on. So he is on Instagram. He made an account years back apparently and never used it. It's a private account and he's got like 1 follower or 2 followers or something like that. So let's see if he's with us. You on the live video. Say hi. The Divan is enjoying himself. He wants to know if a friend of mine has any thoughts on Dada. I was called Dada, and not out of respect. That's the only difference, I think. But anyway, Shane Millen is also here. He's got internet wherever he is. Good. Hi, Shane. I hope you are well. Mr. Das Gupta is here. Good to see you, sir. You're on next. There he is. Okay, so he is here. So let's get him on. So I'm going to get hold of Ashley Giles. This shouldn't take too long. This is exactly the point where it always tests me. Okay, let's click that and hope it. Do you see something that says join? As soon as, AP Clicks is enjoying these. Insta Lives are brilliant, Raunak. Keep them coming. Thanks, my friend. Doing what I can. I'm glad you're liking it. Now, the thing is, if I click this more often than I do, you know what happens, right? You get the flip view and you see my unmade bed. So that's why I'm going to go subtle this time and just wait. Ash is on this video. I just need to get this. Now we've got it. Great. Finally. So let's see any second now. There you are. You figured it out.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Very well, Gilo. What about you?
I'm good. Yeah. Strange times we live in, but really good to see you. Feel much better for seeing your smiling face, mate.
Oh man, thank you very much, Ash. That's very kind. KOS 590. What the bloody hell is that? You sound like one of those MI6 agents. A private account, secret account, KOS 590. I know what the KOS stands for, but what's the 590?
Well, I never use Instagram. I originally set it up when I was at Lancashire, I think, as head coach, just to spy on my players to make sure they weren't doing bad things. But the KOS is King of Spain, and the 590 is my test number. So I'm the 590th player to play for England in Test cricket. So it's not very subtle, really. And I get on PlayStation occasionally if anyone wants to join me. I'm King of Spain 19 on that. So very rarely do I get the time.
What are you playing though?
Oh, COD. Every time. Call of Duty.
Yeah. You any good?
Yeah. No, terrible. I hide in corners. Much like most of my cricket career, to be fair.
It's been 6 years since we actually spoke. It's been a long time. I'm glad that you've become a fancy man since, haven't you? I mean, we remember at the time when we were doing India's Tour of England 2014, and you had just parted ways with the England side at the time. You were ODI coach, wasn't it? And we joked about the day I become BCCI president, Ashley Giles is going to have a job there because I thought he's going to be perfect for the Indian team. He'll spy on them like this on social media. Now I don't think the BCCI will be able to afford you, Giles.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think I'm pretty reasonable, let's say. It's a long time ago, isn't it? I love that. I think I spent about 3.5 weeks with you guys over there, and it was great. Yeah, you showed me the sights, and we found a couple of bars as well, and watched some great cricket, met some great people, Chappelli and The Wall, and VVS as well, who has the best, driest sense of humour I think I've ever
really
met. Brilliant.
Unintentional or
intentional? Yeah, I think so. Probably, that dry. But good times.
It helped that it helped that India were getting the job done in 3 days by the time you came on.
That's right. We had a bit of time between matches, as I remember. But it was good. Yeah, we were younger then.
You bet. Yeah. I mean, I certainly was. You look the same, mate. You haven't aged a day.
I wish. You're just trying to keep me on now.
No, but first and foremost, I must ask you, things good? Everyone at home keeping well? Obviously, I've been watching the news and the situation in the UK doesn't seem great. It's nowhere, but I hope you guys are keeping well, best you can.
Yeah, we're okay. Yeah. My lot here, family, all fine. And you say it's a strange situation for everyone. And likewise, I hope everyone over there is, and families are safe and well. The only upside to it here is I see more of my family at the moment. So my children are here. We're all in the same house, and we spend a lot of time together. Which when cricket's on, we tend not to. We're travelling all over the place. Now, there's a lot of bad stuff going on, but that's one upside for us.
Yeah, the trouble for us is I think we're spending too much time with the family now, so it's going to
you want to get out.
Yeah, well, it's sooner rather than later. They opened the wine shops for a couple of days. That wasn't open throughout, and all hell broke loose. So now they shut it again. So I don't know how well this is going to go. Ajit's here as well, so it's nice to see Ajit. But anyway, plenty of questions coming in for Ashley Giles. Most of them obsessed with Tendulkar, which is just unfair. Decorated career that you had, and yet all that India can ask you is the time that you got Tendulkar stump. But that's just how selfish we are. Yeah, that's how selfish we are. And I had Mike Hussey on last week, and please ask him about when Zahir Khan got him bowled, and ask him about his time with MS Dhoni. I said, Jesus, all we think about is how you guys affected our cricketers or our guys.
Yeah, well, if anyone's unsure, don't blame me. It was all Nasser's idea. So send all your complaints to him. It's weird, actually. Everyone thinks it was a master plan to bowl that line, and it was something we formulated over weeks of planning, and it wasn't. He was just difficult to get out and difficult to keep quiet. So, we did what the situation dictated. Actually, that game was brewing up, as I remember, to be a really good match. It rained on the last day, but I think it would have been a good game of cricket. Sachin is an absolutely brilliant player, and I love playing against him. It was a privilege, as I think I said recently on Twitter, to be to play against those guys. But it was an effort to keep him quiet. Certainly not to stop him scoring, because I think he's still got 90. So that was about his average against us, I think, in that series. But
Yeah. There's this thing that he probably just got bored, and he came down out of boredom. Oh, he saw Sehwag do it at the other end and said, "This is easy."
Well, I have that effect on people, Raunak, because you know that I can bore people pretty quickly.
No, I'm glad that you're at least putting stuff out on Twitter, because I remember even back then, and this was of course fresh when all sorts of hell was breaking loose for England cricket on social media, and you said when you were coach, your job was to be on social media to make sure, keep an eye on the boys, they don't get themselves into trouble. Is that part of the brief of the managing director as well? You just keep on social media, make sure no one gets into any trouble. In fairness, there's not been any real trouble since you've taken over, so I can see you've done a good job of it.
Oh, thank you. No, I mean, it isn't real anymore. I put the odd post on, but most of it not cricket related.
Yeah.
You know, I like the odd bit of funny stuff, and to be fair, our guys are very good. You know, they're the experts in social media now. These young players who they know exactly what they're doing, and we're lucky. We've got some great ambassadors of the game. You know, you're not always going to get it right, because, as we know, social media also attracts people who like to have a dig at you as well. And
sure.
But I found a block button now, so if I get them, I see them off pretty quickly. I don't let it linger.
I'm glad. Yeah, it's a good button. That it'll come in handy more and more if you plan to spend more time on social
this job.
media.
Yeah.
Rohit saying, please ask Ash why he always bowled with his shades on. You got a reason for that?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, no particular. It wasn't some big sponsorship deal. It was I've always found my eyes are quite sensitive. Whenever I go out, I tend to wear sunglasses right into, into the evening. Yeah, it's certainly not trying to be cool. I don't think that's me at all, is it? So, and then it just became a thing. Yeah, nothing else to it really than that.
Yeah, it became a style statement, if I can put it that way, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah. You should have probably had someone pay you for that. Maybe they could pay you for it now. You have the camera spanned at you at pretty much every game you go watch.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Oakley, they were very, very good to me. They used to give me glasses, but you say it wasn't because of that. It was purely because I found my eyes are quite sensitive. Still now, if I spend a lot of time in the sun, I get headaches. So yeah, it's very useful.
All right, Ravdeep saying, I hope Ashley's going to be forthright with his replies, as he always is, now that he's director of ECB. The thing is, we have this idea that once you get into administration, especially with the BCCI, you tend to tailor your answers very differently. I don't see that in you, and I don't see that happening to you.
You're trying to warm me up. Yeah. No, I mean, you've got to be careful in our jobs, because there's a lot of sensitive stuff, particularly around now that we deal with. And it only takes a couple of words, and it moves a topic in a certain direction and can get you into trouble. But I think generally I've had a reputation of being quite, as I said earlier, a bit dull and a bit boring anyway. So I think that's not me.
No.
But yeah, look, the role, I love it. I mean, I've been so lucky to be close to cricket for such a long time, and it was really only that summer we spent in 2014, just after I'd come out of my coaching job with England, lost my coaching job with England, that I had some time off or relative time off from cricket. So I've been really lucky that since '92, I've pretty much non-stop been involved in professional and international cricket.
It was just after that you made the trip to Kilimanjaro, wasn't it? Just after?
That's right. Yeah. So we played the highest game of cricket ever in Kilimanjaro. That was, and so again, the experience coming to you guys at ESPN was fantastic. The experience of doing Kilimanjaro was fantastic. I started a master's course that summer as well, so I went back to school. I never would have done those things if I'd carried on coaching that year, and of course I wanted to. I'm not saying I did that on purpose, but yeah, Kili was great. I suffered a bit. I don't know whether you've ever done anything like that. Have you done?
No chance, mate.
So I suffered a bit with altitude sickness, but we got to the top and we played a game of cricket in the crater, and we were up there for about 3 hours, which really isn't advised, I don't think. But great fun, and yeah, memories for life. I'd certainly do it again.
I mean, it looks like we changed your life. That trip to Bangalore, it just gave you new direction, new purpose, new perspective, and boom, 6 years later, you're the man calling the shots in world cricket.
Well, I certainly discovered very large glasses of Indian Pale Ale as well while I was there, which was probably your fault.
They were large in my hands, mate, not in yours.
Yeah, and that game of cricket we played in on the last day I was there, I think.
Yeah. I must
amazing.
give. I put a post out on that if some of you would have seen it. I'm very impressed that it wasn't a commitment that Ashley Giles made, too long into the night, and after too many glasses of pale ale that he couldn't keep the next morning. He was up there at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. that we started. Had his shades on, typical, because Oakley, would sue him otherwise. And and on that ground, you actually started all right. You bowled a bit of left arm round, and you couldn't land it initially, which I don't blame you for. And then you tried left arm over, and you boom worked a charm. Got someone caught deep mid wicket somewhere there.
That was my usual mode of dismissal. It was amazing that the park was full, wasn't it, of different games going on and crossing over. But great, that's how we all started playing cricket, wasn't it? That's how I started playing cricket with my mates in the street. And you lose touch of that sometimes, mate. When you start playing seriously, it becomes serious. And I guess some of my fondest memories are still of playing cricket like that. I love it. You still get competitive and you want to win, but it was great fun.
Yeah. Ravdeep has a question on that Kilimanjaro thing, saying, even at 19,000 feet, did Jalo continue his attacking line outside the right-hander's leg stump?
I'd like to put some in stride. I didn't always bowl that Sachin line.
Yes,
I did try and land it on leg stump and try and get people hit in front as well, and bring in dismissals around the back. But the Sachin, I hold my hands up, was an extreme case of that. I can't remember. I was quite poorly when we played the game, so I spent a lot of time standing at slip.
Yeah.
I didn't get any runs, which won't surprise anyone. And I think we bowled 1 over each. I think we had to play a minimum of 10 overs a side.
Yeah.
Which we did, but we had to do everything from proper boundaries to scorer to umpires. So there was about 30 of us in the party, and we all got to the top, which is unusual as well, because I think they say often at least 10% don't make it because of the. Did
all 30 come back down though?
Yeah. Actually, coming down is amazing. Anyone who would have done this will know that because your body changes and you become a little bit used to altitude, some quicker than others. Sure. When you come down, your blood is such a level that you feel like $1 million. The further you get down, you feel almost superhuman when you reach the bottom. But it doesn't stop hangovers. I can tell you that when we woke up the next morning. Makai Rentini came on that trip. Actually.
Yeah, he was there.
He was there, and he was amazing because you're only supposed to walk so very slowly as you go up to get used to the altitude. And we had 3 groups of 10, and Makai in his group, he used to run off into the distance, run up the hill, then wait. He'd sit on a rock and wait for his team to go past until they'd gone far enough past again, then run past them.
Run again.
Yeah, and sometimes run back. But incredible athlete, really annoying.
Yeah, some complex, right?
It's amazing.
He's lapping you on a mountain hike.
Amazing.
That's not doesn't do much for your morale, but yeah.
No, it didn't do much for mine, I can tell you.
I've got plenty of these comments coming in right now on the 100, and I'd like to tell all of you that I don't want to take away Cricinfo's thunder. So all interviews to Ashley Giles, MD of England Men's Cricket, will be on Cricinfo. So that's your space right now. We're having some fun with 100. Although this is a good question though. Would the 100 be cricket's best chance at the Olympics? That's a nice one. That's all right. Well, we need to see it, but that's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Could be, yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a great competition. I mean, I guess my job's performance. I'm not in charge of commercial or anything like that. But from a performance point of view, just thinking about putting the best players in, the biggest stadia with big crowds in a quicker, faster game, that's got to improve performance, right? It should do. And if you can bring the quality of overseas players in, etc. But yeah, this year we've missed out. I mean, what it was designed for, I just don't think it's going to happen. We're probably going to struggle to get those overseas players in. We're probably going to struggle to have crowds.
Yeah.
We don't know that for a fact yet, but it's probably the right thing to do this year and try and do it properly next year.
I'm just letting you know that if we end up doing about 4 IPLs next year, then maybe all the English boys will jump over there. So you may not have
quite
the local
possibly.
players for the 100 either.
Yeah, thanks very much.
All right, this is fun. Now, as we go back to 2014, one thing I do want to bring out, Ashley Giles, is you. I don't think you've ever lost your temper, and you took all of even the sledges and whatever else came your way in your career. You took it in your stride, and I saw you as that kind of man. And even when you were wound up by one of the great Australian captains that the game has seen, that modicum of dignity was maintained by Ashley Giles. This is when Ian Chappell and Ashley Giles were having a slight difference of opinion on Virat Kohli, who had an awful series in 2014, like we must recall. He turned it around, perhaps after watching our videos back then about how he got it wrong, with the front foot being planted and whatnot. But you remember that fondly, don't you? You and Ian Chappell.
Yeah, I think we've both got quite strong views, and I mean, his knowledge on the game over such a long period of time, I think I have the greatest respect. Yeah, but I think we fell out for a couple of hours, but I think that's all good fun, because it shows the passion of cricket as well, doesn't it? And everyone's got a view on everything, whether it be technique or game plans or otherwise. And but he's a great man. I mean, he was on to work with.
He was on this last week. He managed to figure Instagram out. It was great. It was great that Chappelle did. And one thing he did say is the reason he doesn't sort of have a go at golf anymore is he thinks he gets angry, but for really small periods of time. And I could see that. I could sense that. He says, if I lose it, it'll be for a very short period, and that's it. It's done.
I saw that. Yeah, I could see that, definitely. I think we argued about Bradman's technique to the short ball as well, which I wouldn't know a lot about. To be fair, I didn't see Bradman play, but
to be honest, I don't think I'm not sure Chappelle did. Okay, maybe he would have. I sometimes forget about how old he is. I sometimes thought he played with Bradman, but anyway.
But that's I said earlier that's the passion that cricket brings, isn't it? And probably nowhere more than in India, actually. I mean, the passion around the world is fantastic, but as we're talking about now, the Sachin thing, that still rages, that moment when I disrespected Sachin in Bangalore.
Horrible, terrible, absolutely terrible.
It was supposed to be far from that, just trying to do my job.
And I'd like to point out, because Ashley Giles has been kind, and to me, he even got me tickets for the Manchester Test match. I'm glad I managed to watch that. Thank you very much for that, Giles.
No problem at all.
ECB hospitality tickets, very nice, very, very nice. It was just a miserable day, I think, in Manchester that day. It was cold and windy and whatnot. Yeah, but anyway, that was great. But because he's a kind man, I'd like to say that getting Sachin was just all in a day's work. You've got Brian Lara, Inzamam, Dravid, and so on. What's the big deal, right?
Dravid's only been stumped once as well.
That's right. You've got him on the list too.
Yeah, he had 190 though, I think. So
you get them out early, don't you?
Yeah. I think he just had enough. He had enough of facing me, taking me for runs, so he decided to get out. Yeah.
Okay, let's take one more question before I move to my rapid fire. Sharwal, any chance England got complacent after the 145 for 6 or 146 for 5 during the NatWest final after someone got the Little Masters wicket again?
Yeah, weird that, wasn't it? I saw a picture of that on the internet the other day, and it was Sarov taking his shirt off on the balcony and waving it around after Fred had done the same thing. Freddie Flintoff had done the same thing in India. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what I always regret. And my last ball, I think I bowled a really steady spell, actually. And I think I got Sehwag as well. Did I get Sehwag and
in that game? Yeah, you got them both.
And my last ball, I kept the pressure on. What's his name? Left-hander. Oh God.
Dinesh Mongia, was it? Or was it Yuvraj?
Yuvraj.
Oh.
I should have known that name. And I just kept it in at the stumps and quite full. And then the last ball of my spell, I tossed up and he hit me into the stands as he can. And I always regret that because, they were a long way away from winning the game at that point. And I don't think we can blame it all on that. But, it was probably a slightly self-indulgent moment of trying to get a wicket, tempting wicket with my last ball, and should have just rammed it in there and we'd have had 6 more runs to play with. But a fantastic game of cricket. Back then, 320 odd was, unheard of chasing. So really
you were just being greedy then, right? You got Sachin, you got Sehwag that game. You should have just been content. I don't take you for a man that can't resist temptation.
Yeah, that was me, I'm afraid.
All right, brilliant. So this is fun. By the way, before I move to the rapid fire, there's one more thing I must confess about that 2014 tour that we did. The last two tests, because we had so much rain interruption and whatnot, we did those quizzes, and you were awful at them. You remember those, right?
Yeah, absolutely terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not got any better.
I might do the same questions actually to see if you remember the ones that. But anyway, no, this is actually on YouTube. But I must confess, the thing was that I just came up with 10 questions, and then the idea evolved with the editors and Sambit and the production guys, and they said, no, let's do 10 to Ashley and 10 to Rahul. I said, okay, fine, but I've just got 10. They said, okay, no, we'll tell the stats guys to do 10 more. So my 10 questions were pretty normal, right? They're from my limited memory, from out of memory. I didn't really do the stats thing. And then as it turns out, they said, no, you do your questions to Rahul. The stats guys will throw theirs to Ashley. So you can see the slight difference in the level of difficulty. You're a Call of Duty guy. You'd have probably aced the other one more than this one, but I must apologize for giving you the tougher set.
Yeah, I got stuffed there then. Is that what you're saying? There was a bit of cheating going on. It felt like Rahul had sort of an easier ride there, actually. But this thing about this lockdown, isn't it, or social distancing or stay at home is we're all playing a lot more quizzes online on Zoom and on whatever Microsoft, which is great. But I'm useless at them. I'm good at running them. I can put on a good quiz, but when it comes to doing them, I have to call on my son, who's much brighter than me. So he comes and sits with us and makes us at least look fairly decent. So
well done. That's what we have kids for, Ashley. That's exactly
absolutely.
Somebody wants you to get your iconic blue shades out for this chat. Now we won't do that. We'll keep them, and it's too costly, like I said. Yeah. All right, it's time now that we play a little rapid fire. First thing that comes to your mind, and even if it gets you into trouble, then I just say sorry in advance. So you ready for this, Ash?
Thanks. Yeah, I'm not sure what's coming, but yeah.
No, it's good. Don't worry. I'll take care of you.
Okay.
All right, rapid fire with Ashley Giles. Here we go. If you weren't a cricketer, what do you think you would have been?
A pilot.
If you had to pick one Aussie cricketer to spend the lockdown with, who'd you pick?
Shane Warne.
Okay. One food item you cannot get enough of.
Bread.
The best part about India is?
The people.
The best film or web series you've seen of late?
Of late, Narcos.
Did you like the Mexico one?
Yeah, I still liked it. I think
I was good till the original one, then I lost it, but lost interest. But anyway, that's just me. Yeah. It's not like Netflix is paying me to say good things about them, so I don't care. Best captain you played under?
I've played several. Can I name a couple or not? Is it just one?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
All different, but Michael Vaughan, Nasser Hussain, Dermot Reeve.
Okay. One batsman you hated bowling to?
Sachin.
One batsman you loved bowling to?
But only because I had a relative amount of success against him was Lara.
You did, yeah. One holiday destination you can keep going to again and again?
We love the States. We go to Florida every year. Absolutely. And it's one of the things again, there's a lot of bad stuff going on. But fearful that we won't be able to travel this year.
Biggest influence on your cricket career?
Always my family. So first mum and dad, but now, my wife and my kids. I think that's what, drives you.
Brilliant. How are spinners cooler than pacers?
They're sunglasses. And they're cleverer generally.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Bowlers generally are, but even between the bowlers. But anyway.
I'm going to get into trouble for that one. That is for sure.
One spinner from today's generation that you would have loved to bowl in tandem with?
What, not retired?
Yeah.
Or
playing right now, yeah.
Oh, blimey.
There are not too many good ones around anymore, are there?
I'm just trying to think. Ashwin.
Okay. Inzamam at Karachi, Tendulkar at Bangalore, Damon Martin at Manchester, the wicket you remember more fondly?
Yeah, definitely. Well, which one?
Which one, yeah.
Oh, sorry. What was the first one?
Inzamam at Karachi, Damon Martin, Manchester, Tendulkar, Bangalore. You could pick one out of this if you'd like. One wicket that...
The big one, the one that sticks with me all the time is Lara at Lords.
Lords, yeah.
So he was my 100th Test wicket, and it was in a real purple patch for me. I got 9 wickets at Lords and 9-wicket Edgbaston next Test, but he came down the wicket and it spun through the gate and took his middle stump out, which, yeah, for your 100th Test wicket was a nice moment.
Yeah, you're playing it up now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll keep going.
We could do a whole show on just that one ball, perhaps. All right. Complete the following. If Ashley Giles played in the IPL, he would be?
Not worth much.
If Ashley Giles were to play in the 100, he would be?
Still bowling over the wicket.
Lords or Edgbaston?
I've got to say Edgbaston, home of cricket.
Yep.
Yeah.
Coaching or administration?
I love both. I think coaching has in many ways more instant stresses, winning and losing, but the coaching bit, the bond with everyone, with your management, with your players, and the winning and losing is living. That's why we're in it. But you have some bad days, but it's what keeps you alive.
Bowling to Tendulkar or bowling to Lara?
What's hardest?
No, just you pick. You can pick.
Well, again, on my record, probably that say at the time bowling at Lara, but both. This is going to be controversial. Lara's the best batsman I've probably seen actually, consistently. Given his time at Warwickshire in '94 when he broke all the records and he got 500. But Sachin, I felt like he was toying with me at times, and just biding his time to smash me. The Bangalore was my probably one time I eventually bored him out, but fantastic player.
Yeah. Touring Australia or touring the subcontinent? What was more fun?
Subcontinent, because I bowled more. I love, it's been part of my job is they bowling against good players just to be able to bowl loads of overs.
Left arm over or left arm round?
Got to say over, haven't we? Now, but actually, because I got fed up one day, I had a look at my wickets, and I think they're almost Test wickets half and half round the wicket and over the wicket. So it's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. 2005 Ashes or the 2019 World Cup final?
For me, the Ashes.
Yeah.
As a player, boys' own stuff as it would have been for the players in this World Cup. But to be, a lot of the World Cup, the 19 World Cup was Andrew Strauss's baby. He started that journey, and in many ways, I was babysitting for the last bit, and thankfully we got it right.
Yeah, it's good that your humility is back now after bragging about getting Lara and setting up middle stump back. Jesus.
Well, that's the story, isn't it? That's going to be the story now. After everything I've said, it's Giles bragged about getting Lara out, and Brian's going to ring me. Yeah. And it gets all sorts of abuse. Yeah, thank you.
All right, the last couple of them. Kohli or Smith?
I'll take both in my team if I can. Different players with different. I don't think I've seen a prettier player, certainly in this generation, than Kohli.
Yep. First thing that comes to mind when I say the Ashes?
2005.
Shane Warne?
Class.
The 100?
Next year.
Kevin Peterson?
Great man.
2019 World Cup final?
Nerve jangling.
The boundary count rule?
Handy.
Stats and data in cricket?
Informative.
Cricinfo?
Brilliant.
And lastly, me.
Build
it up again. Do another Lara story.
Mate, good friend.
Yeah.
That's two words.
That's good, mate. That's very good. That's very good. While you were doing this, I got some brilliant comments. I'm not going to ignore them. This one from One Tip One End says, the problem if Ashley bowls with Ashwin is you'll have to call both of them Ash. That's clever. That's clever. Right. That'll confuse. Yeah. Gaurav Kaldra's here. Do you remember Gaurav Kaldra? Good old Gaurav Kaldra, who we also worked with at the time. Yeah. He says, hello, Ashley. Do you remember the better looking host you worked with while in India?
That's right. Yeah. Quite right. A good man. Yeah.
He's not answering that, Gaurav. He said the better looking host you worked with while in India.
The better host.
The better looking host. The better host is easy, man. Yeah.
Yeah, a good man. Really good man. Give him my best.
All right, brilliant. This has been great fun, Ash. So I think you've done pretty well actually in that rapid fire. You didn't. I don't think you got into any trouble. So you've held your own.
No,
You're mastering the administration gig, aren't you?
no,
know
you're good.
exactly.
You were kind to me. I wasn't sure what to expect, mate, but it's fantastic, and it's good to catch up. And I hope everyone in India is and around the world actually, whoever's listening, is just keep safe and well during this period. Cricket will be back.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to end it. Let's hope it is back. See you back in your big shades and your fancy suits, you know, the ECB pays for now, and in the director's box. Okay, that's enough. You've been wonderful. Ash, thanks so much, mate.
Thanks,
good
mate.
luck. Take care, stay safe, and we'll catch you.
Take care.
Soon.
Look after yourself. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. Ayush is saying, please get the shades out now. I don't think he's going to wear the shades indoors. There's hardly any sun, I believe, these days in the UK. But anyway, enjoy your weekend, guys. Be back with another one. There's one lined up for tomorrow, and then we'll take it easy after that. So, sooner rather than later. Sean Tate is on tomorrow, by the way. So let's get Teddy on and hope to have you guys for that. Just a reminder, sometimes I can't get all the questions while the chat is on. You know, we get into a lot of storytelling and things like that. So it's great if you'd send in your questions on the posts that I put out, or even send it to me on social media. So that'll help. It's summer in London. Yeah, that's I've been told that now, but I saw lots covered in snow even just recently. So anyway, whatever it is, he's not going to wear his shades indoors. That's the point. So stop arguing what the weather's like in bloody UK. Anyway, tomorrow, Sean Tate, around the same time, 3 p.m. India time. I'll put out the post for that soon. And I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. Take care and stay safe.